had evolved.
After hitting the global record on 21st June, India's daily Covid vaccination sees a 68% drop. States sound shortage alert. Opposition asks, where are the vaccines?
The government ministers who are acting like trolls need to get out of the AC chambers, go to villages, smaller towns, tier 2, tier 3 cities and realize where is the vaccination. 6.06 crore people completely vaccinated, and that is a huge blot on the government of India.
BJP hits back with charge of derailing the vaccination drive.
आप सच्चाई देखना नहीं चाहते हैं या भ्रम फैलाना ही आज आपकी कांग्रेस पार्टी की अघोषित नीति है?
From spike to a slump, can India keep its vaccination promise? Drop focus on To The Point this evening.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. So what was the vaccination promise? Well, it was made by the government in a press conference by Mr. Prakash Javadekar, saying that every 18-year-old and above, every adult in India would be vaccinated by 31st December. What has really happened is, viewers, we hit it out of the park on 21st of June, where we made a record in single-day vaccinations. However, after that, data suggests, and this is Health Ministry data, we've seen a 68% drop. But the overall figures in terms of vaccination have gone up, definitely from what we've seen in the months of May and April. In midst of all of it, there is politics. But one question remains to be asked. With the current pace of vaccination, will we be any way closer to our vaccinating all adults by 31st December target? Here's more.
21st June, India marked its new vaccine policy with a record-breaking spike. India made a global record with the highest single-day vaccinations of over 86 lakh jabs in a single day. From the welcome spike came the slump. A week later, the vaccination rate of the country has dropped by 68%, with India administering just 27.6 lakh jabs on 30th June. On June 27th, the number was lowest in the last 15 days, when only 17.21 lakh doses were given. A drop of 80% from June 21st numbers. The vaccination pace in the country has started to slow down yet again. The Union Health Ministry maintains, though, that the vaccination drive has been ramped up through availability of more vaccines. But states on ground tell a different story. The West Bengal government announced that it will cut down on administering the first dose of COVID-19 vaccines due to acute shortage. Odisha flagged vaccine shortage in the state, asking for urgent supplies. Meanwhile, the vaccination drive was also impacted in Gujarat, Surat, Vadodara and Rajkot. In Uttar Pradesh's Noida and Ghaziabad, vaccination sessions were suspended at several centres. These images are from Madhya Pradesh's Chhindwara, where as soon as a vaccination centre opened, a stampede-like situation was witnessed. People were seen rushing and falling just to grab their jab. The centre had only 250 doses available. Over 400 people rushed through the shutters to get inoculated. However, the government has denied a shortage of vaccines. On the back of these numbers, vaccine politics has exploded again, all starting with a tweet by Rahul Gandhi. The Congress MP asked, "It's July, but where are the vaccines?" hinting at centre's promise of 12 crore doses for July. A furious health minister rebutted Rahul Gandhi's charge. Dr. Harshvardhan, after tweeting a long thread on Twitter last night on vaccine availability for the month of July, questioned if Rahul can read or does he not understand. Intensifying his attack on the former Congress president, the health minister said there is no vaccine for the virus of arrogance. A free-for-all ensued with many BJP leaders slamming Rahul Gandhi for his comments.
जनवरी आया, फरवरी आया, मार्च, अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई आया, लेकिन सद्बुद्धि कब आएगी आप में? आप सच्चाई देखना नहीं चाहते हैं या भ्रम फैलाना ही आज आपकी कांग्रेस पार्टी की अघोषित नीति है?
We from the Congress platform have raised some very, very serious questions on allegations against Bharat Biotech, because this is a company where public investments are made, taxpayers' money has gone in, and some very serious allegations of fund diversion, profiteering at public investments have come to fore. Will the ministers answer these questions?
Politics aside, the government has its task cut out if it wants to keep its promise of vaccinating all adults by 31st December 2021. It's a race against time, dwindling vaccine supplies and virulent variants. Bureau Report, India Today.
So which is it, viewers? Politics by the opposition to derail India's vaccination drive, or the figures that suggest that we are actually slowing down the pace of our vaccination? Let's cut across to our guests this evening. I have Supriya, Shrinate, spokesperson Congress. I have Gopal, Krishna, Agarwal from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Agarwal, one can understand the compulsion of hitting out at the opposition, but if data suggests 21st of June you hit it out of the park, you made a record. Since then, you've seen a 68% drop in vaccination per day.
So, Preeti, the issue is when we have the figures in front of us, where is the dispute? The government has said that there is, in the July month, there will be available vaccines of 12.5 crores vaccines. So that comes to be around 40 to 50 lakhs. So that is the average figure that will be coming around. In one day on 21st June, there was a big initiative by all the state government to create vaccine awareness, and therefore there was a huge vaccination. Everybody, even BJP Karyakartas, etc. also went there, motivated people to come out of it. And the government tried to create a good awareness out of that for vaccination, and that was the issue. So where is the problem with regard to the kind of discussions with the opposition, particularly Rahul Gandhi, does? Is completely out of sync with the ground position. When he knows the position, the figures are out daily. The state government now should focus on whatever quantity of vaccines are available. They have to be administered efficiently. There should be no vaccine wastage, and the proper protocols are followed. But instead of that, again and again being critical to the government, putting spanner in the government vaccination programs, creating confusion in the mind of people.
Sir, I want to tell you,
thing that we object to.
Mr. Agarwal, I'll tell you, as we speak, Odisha, West Bengal, shortage in Uttar Pradesh, where I am sitting at least right now, shortage in Gujarat, 5 districts, Madhya Pradesh. I'll just pull out those visuals there. You are talking about a ground situation. Let me show you the ground situation in Chindwara. I'll ask our producers to play the shots where there was actually a mini stampede, sir, because the center had only 250 vaccines, while they needed over 400 people actually made a go for these vaccines. So this is the ground situation, but I want to cut across. Give me a minute.
No, just 10 more seconds. I just want to clarify. The center will allocate to the state. It is for the state government to distribute them among the different districts. Center will not allocate within the state.
All right.
So if there is any problem within the total quantity is known, it is for the state to allocate.
So basically supply is not coming, supply is really not as strong as it should be.
There is a constraint on the supply.
Okay,
nobody is denying.
Okay, sir, stay with me. Now let's cut across to Ms. Shrinate. Ms. Shrinate, what is the politics of it all? The figures are out there. They've been given by the health minister. Consecutively, many BJP leaders have also put it on social media. There are vaccines. Why politicize it?
No, Preeti, there are no vaccines, and I will tell you why there are no vaccines. If we have to vaccinate 75 to 80% of our population, which amounts to 100 crore people by the 31st of December this year, to avert what we saw in April this year, the second wave and what it caused, if we have to avert that, we have to vaccinate 100 crore people. The Prime Minister has also said that. To achieve that target, you have to vaccinate 80 lakh people on an average every day. How many have we vaccinated in June? 39 lakhs. How many did we vaccinate in May? 19 lakh. How many did we vaccinate in April? 30 lakh daily. You have to get to 80 lakh. To get to 80 lakh, you need vaccines of about 35 crore dosages every month. You don't have that. And the government can't turn around and say, yeah, supply side is a concern, which is why you are in government, which is why you are elected, to have ensured that there was no supply side constraint, to have ensured there were enough domestic manufacturing, to have ensured there were enough approvals given to foreign manufacturers. You didn't do any of that. You were busy toppling governments, and today you want to act like a troll and come back and troll Rahul Gandhi. He's just asking, where are the vaccines? Why are we not achieving 80 lakhs? We achieved 1st June, we achieved 87 lakh. We all know how, because vaccines were hoarded by BJP ruled states. MP vaccinated 694 people the previous day. It was vaccinating 3.5 lakh. That hoarding amounted to 87 lakh. Today, that figure has fallen by 68%. And the BJP is saying, so what? So what? Sir, you have to vaccinate 80 lakh so that we can avert a third wave. That's all that I'm trying to say here. How tough or difficult is that to understand? And people will question you on vaccination. You are the elected government of the day. You can't run away from this reality.
Mr. Agarwal, 75% of the vaccines are supposed to be procured under the new vaccine policy by the government to give it free. 25 goes to private sectors. Now, are we on record and are we saying this? Because till now we haven't heard anyone actually from the government put this on record and say that there is a problem in supply, which you just said. Are we saying that the supply is short of vaccines? Are we admitting that right now?
No, I'm telling you the supply side constraint is there, and that figure is out in the public domain. It has been told to Rahul Gandhi also, and it is in the public domain, which has been amply conveyed to the state government by the Health Minister himself, giving detail of 15 days supply to each state. So where the issue is that when Supriya ji says that we need 80 lakhs a day, okay, but the current situation for July is that we will be supplying from the government sources around 12.5 crore vaccines. Private sources will procure more. Government is trying to get manufacturing, other companies also to manufacture more vaccines, and the vaccines is a constraint across the globe. So the creating confusion on it, saying that we need 80 lakhs, Rahul Gandhi should have tweeted then we have 44 lakhs but we need 80 lakhs. He's just saying,
okay, I'll just come in. As I bring in Supriya, Shrinate, I'll just come in. That figure of vaccinating, the 80 lakh figure that has come that we need per day, is actually the math has been done on the basis of the promise that your government has made to the country. That 31st December, all the adult population will be vaccinated.
But we will increase, Preeti ji, we will increase production day by day. We are talking with new vendor manufacturers. Our co-vaccine is an open license. Government, we have talked to the Mr. Mansukh Mandavia. He is saying that already we have given orders to 4 more companies to manufacture more vaccines. We are open to
Supriya, Shrinate, let's look at the figures coldly instead of doing a... Okay, got it.
Over a period in July, August,
you are going to raise. You are going to...
Okay. 12 crore average till December.
You are going to raise the supply. All right. Okay. Supriya, Shrinate, let's look at the numbers. You're looking at a 68% dip in the last fortnight, but let's look at the numbers cumulatively. We have vaccinated more people in the month of July than ever. So it is growing. It's not that we are actually falling short.
Preeti, I will be the first to laud this government if they were doing things right. That's all that I'm trying to say. We cannot let the government get away from its responsibility. There is an imminent third wave. Please remember, England has vaccinated nearly 50% of its adult population with 2 dosages. We have vaccinated 6% of our adult population with 2 dosages. And guess what? There are 28,000 new variant cases in the third wave cases in England. Imagine if this were to happen in India. We all saw what the country had to go through. We are the third country in the world where death figures, and this is official death figure, which many believe is depressed, has crossed the 4 lakh mark. What are we talking about? The government cannot hide away. I'm at least glad that Gopal Krishna Agarwal here is saying that there is a shortage of vaccination. At least the government is admitting. In the courts, they first say we will vaccinate 100 crore, then they say we will vaccinate 90 crore. They have to make up their minds how many people are they looking to vaccinate and what are they looking to do about it. I think that's a very basic question we want to raise. I also want to make a very important point, a very short point. 25% of quota was reserved for private hospitals. Do you know how many dosages have private hospitals ordered? 2 crore 64 lakh, that is it. And 75% of that is unused because people don't have that kind of money to go and get vaccinated. It should be the government of India's job to do so, but it is not doing the job. Go to the Covid app and see. You will only see private hospitals. You will not see public sector banks. Please understand. Why
all right, Mr. Agarwal,
down almost 100 centers.
Mr. Agarwal, I'll tell you why there's truth in it, also at a level, because you yourself know, sir, which we have just also corroborated, the number of centers that have currently in 5 states, and they are BJP-run states that have shut down as we speak because there is no vaccine there, which includes Uttar Pradesh, which includes Gujarat, which includes Madhya Pradesh.
So I said, well, there are 2-3 points which we have to understand. I said about the constraint of supply, numbers for vaccination. So we know the numbers. The center is providing to the state government. They have to distribute which center where. That has to be managed by the center. And I would have appreciated Supriya ji to be show same kind of alertness about the way Rajasthan mismanaged the vaccines, the way those vaccines were found in the dustbin, the way the vaccines were completely not utilized fully. So full bottles were put it in and dumped into the garbage. So that Rahul Gandhi, in all its humility, should have first responded on what is happening in Rajasthan.
Sir, I want to ask you, is the government response to the current shortage? Sir,
all those issues
sir, is the government response to the current... Sir, hear my question. Sir, is the government's response to the shortage, is it that Rajasthan has eaten away and wasted the vaccines? Therefore, states like Uttar Pradesh have run short?
No, we are enhancing production. I've told you, the Mansukh Mandviya ji has specifically said that 4 more vaccine manufacturers.
Are we going to stick to the target 31st December? Are we still sticking to a promise that the adult population will be...
Minister has categorically said that 2 crore 16 lakh vaccines will be available with more with expectation that even...
Supriya, Shrinate, why the politics then to derail the vaccination drive?
What? Can you repeat?
Why the politics, madam, to derail the vaccination drive?
The vaccines are in short supply due to the central... The vaccines are in short supply.
Madam, let her finish. No, Mr. Agarwal, she gave you enough time to speak. Please let her speak. Yes, Ms. Shrinate, go ahead.
The vaccines are in short supply due to the mismanagement of the central government. The population between 18 to 44 is 62 crore people, only 9.5 crore vaccinated there. Only 4.3% of our adult population fully vaccinated, and we are derailing the process. I mean, you know, something as bizarre as this, the BJP should stop blaming us for. You have to take responsibility. You are in government. You should have acted on vaccinations. Rahul Gandhi ji first talked about vaccination in August 2020. You poo-pooed him. You say, oh, we'll see when it comes to it. You know, you could never figure out because that was not your priority.
10 seconds, sir. I need to close the bulletin.
Because it was not your priority. Your priority is politics. Your priority is elections.
Okay, madam, let me
vaccinating our people, and the country is paying a price for it, sir.
Madam, I need to wrap the show. I'll give him 10 seconds. Go ahead, sir.
The issue is who was lobbying for Pfizer and Moderna. You know, I will just tell you, they have refused to give any vaccination to India till December. these were the people, companies which were being lobbied by Congress people.
They came to you. You did not speak to them. They had to withdraw their application in February. Do you know this, Gopal?
No, let me complete. It is my turn.
Pfizer came to India.
Okay, sir. Okay, I need to close this bulletin. I'm going to close this bulletin. I appreciate you. With your permission, I bow out of this debate. I'm sure it's going to continue in days to come. We'd love to have you both again. But the fact is that there has been a 68% decline in daily vaccination of what it was a fortnight ago. However, in terms of sheer numbers, there has been a rise in terms of June has vaccinated more than, say, May or an April. But is it enough? No. Because if this is the current pace of vaccination, we need it more than 4 times of the same pace to vaccinate our adult population by December this year. Will we keep that promise? Will this government keep that promise? It's a question we're going to continue to ask right here into the point.